Once again, we here. It's your boy Maurese, aka the People's Source. As y'all can see, I'm not sitting here with my two brothers today because we felt like it was necessary for me to just have a moment by myself with the people. Obviously, I know the people are listening in, and this one is very important for me because I am talking to you guys right now, but I'm talking to a specific group right now. And that group that I'm speaking to are other police officers. I'm going to say this. I know there's some people who've always inspired to be a cop. And that's beautiful thing. This is a very demanding job. It's a very difficult job. You have to have a lot of patience. You have to have an understanding of people. You have to be able to be poised, remain calm, be extremely vigilant. There's so much going on while a cop is performing their duties. I commend police officers. Shit, I commend myself for having the type of upbringing that I had and being around so much negative shit in the streets from young days, talking about third grade on, like just being around a lot of shit that maybe a kid shouldn't have been around. So my upbringing and my background and things that I've been a part of may be different from what a lot of you guys might have experienced growing up. So I commend myself for even, taking on this type of role to go out here and try to deal with other people's problems and put things into perspective for where they can say, you know what, I appreciate for what this officer did for me. And I want to say this, I appreciate any and everyone who is a cop who's going out here every single day to perform their duties, whether this was a passion for them or not, because I can tell you and I assure you, this was not a passion of mine. I did not inspire to be a cop. My co-host, my cousin, said it on one of the shows. I believe some cops might have just been, 22, 23, didn't have anything, that they were looking forward to and just decided I'm going to go take a test and be a cop. That's kind of a little bit how my story went. This is kind of me pouring my heart out to everyone listening. Again, I was 22 years old when I decided, I'm going to take these tests. I'm going to take the city test. In New York, you got to actually go take the test, get a list number, wait about, a year to however long it takes for them to call you. I mean, there's so many people in New York, that shit could take forever. So that was my story. I sat back and I just waited until some shit popped for me. I wasn't even a cop first. I was a correction officer on Rikers Island. I did that for 2 years. And I gained a lot of experience just with that aspect of law enforcement, with just dealing with people at their worst moment. I say all that to say this, and this is the point that I want to make. I don't know what everyone on this job feels their purpose is. We all have different reasons for why we took this job. If you're a person who's been on a job for 20 years, this is what you've been doing since you was about 23, you're 40, whatever now, and this is just what you know. You might have had other aspirations and things you want to get involved in, but you just never really took that. You never took the dive. You didn't make the attempt, and this is just what you've been doing for so long. So you're kind of just numb to the shit now. It's just like, yo, this is my job. This is what they're asking for. I'm just going to do the shit, and then I'm going to retire, and I'm going to go about my life. I feel you, but I that's not the way I want my story to end. And I feel like because I don't have a lot of time doing this, and because I did not inspire to be a cop, I'm more so able to point out a lot of the flaws of the job that maybe others don't see. One, because they've been doing it so long that they're just numb, or this is something that they just live and die for, and they just will absolutely not accept that cops can do anything wrong. This is like, well, why how can I do something wrong? I'm the one who's the authority figure. This is the uniform that I wear. This uniform brings pride to me. That's fine. Understand something, man. We are all human beings. We all make decisions that matter. It's unacceptable to feel like because you put that uniform on, that you can treat people the way you want to. And the moment a person decides that they're going to defend themselves, you think that you have an edge on them or the upper hand solely based off you wearing that uniform. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I know exactly what it feels like to feel like I have absolutely no say-so in anything. I know what that feels like. And the reason why I know what that feels like is because that's exactly what I feel right now on the job. That's exactly what I feel like. And I know there's other cops who feel exactly like me, but they're just too afraid to say anything. So I say I'm the voice for the people, but listen, I'm going to take this stand. I'm going to say I'm the voice for y'all too, because I know there's cops out there who would love to do exactly what I'm doing right now, but just in their soul, they can't bring themselves to do it. You're too afraid of what's going to be next, what's going to happen next. Listen, you can't live in fear. But I also tell you guys, realize how small a slight change can make this shit, man. Like, there's so many things that we can do different to make people feel better about us. And a lot of times, when I get with a person, I've had so many people say to me like, yo, look, I know you cool and all that, but you still wear that uniform. So if 2, 3, 4 of your boys come running down the block right now and, it's something shaking, you got to kind of move with them. You got to move on their side. And you know what? They're right. I have to, if they're doing something correct. Now, under no circumstances am I jumping in anything if I know some bullshit is happening. You know what I'm saying? But the overall point that I want to make is we can do things in a manner to where we're still extremely productive. We're being very transparent with people. And we can eliminate all the disrespect, all the unnecessary bullshit. If we just went to work, if everyone just went to work and did exactly what the job actually says to do, nothing less, nothing more, nothing less, and we exclude all the unnecessary bullshit and put all our personal feelings to the side, all our preconceived notions, put all that shit to the side. This is not about white, black, Hispanic, Middle Eastern, wherever you're from. This is not about any of that. This is about having an understanding of yourself and dealing with other people. I feel like if you come into this job with no identity and you feel like you have to just develop an identity that solely represent cops and police, I don't know. This is probably not the place to be. You're too impactful in people's lives. You're too impactful. I didn't realize when I first got on this job how impactful I was to people. But I also had a young mind when I got on this job. I was 26 years old. And there's people who got on this job way younger than me. It took me a good 2 years. 2 years. Now I know I've said in previous episodes that, after about 6 months I was able to determine that I'm not with none of the goofiness. But it took a good 2 years for me to really find myself within this line of work and say, okay, this is exactly what my purpose is. I'm going to say this on the record. I don't care about arrests. I don't care about writing tickets. I don't care about taking people to jail. I don't care about getting into foot chases. I don't care about getting into vehicle pursuits. I don't care about none of that shit. There's so many different aspects to this job. I don't care about none of that. Obviously, I have a job to do. If certain shit happens, I got to do what I got to do. You know what I'm saying? But I'm still going to do it in the most transparent and respectful way. I haven't had too many issues on this job. Let me tell you, dealing with the people and even on just being on the inner circle of it, I haven't had too many issues. My biggest issue is how we ultimately deal with one another. I feel like on the inside, I don't need your competence in here while you're dealing with us, whether you're a supervisor or dealing with other cops. I don't care about your competence. Be competent with the people out there. When you come in here, when you come within these walls, you go just do as I say. So a lot of times I feel like competence, and I said it to my cousin, competence on this job gets confused with combativeness. I'm not combative because I have a voice and I feel like there's things that I need to say and get off my chest, or I feel like there are things that just doesn't add up and make sense. And because I want to voice that, I'm combative. No, I'm not combative. I'm not combative because I go against the grain and say, yo, there's a lot of shit that we're doing that just ain't right. I'm not combative because of that. I obviously recognize that there's an issue, and I'm not a person who wants to continue on with that issue. It doesn't make me combative. That means I'm aware. I understand what's going on. But again, I feel like it gets confused with being combative. And now it's, oh, he's that guy, keep an eye on him, or, he's that girl. Nah, it's not like that. So now a person feels like they have to pull back because they're concerned about how other people are going to deal with them maybe when they cross paths. It has to be a better system within. It has to be a better system. They don't blow up buildings, you know what I'm saying, when, if the building was just built and everything structurally is okay with it. They bring the building down when structurally the building, you just can't take no more. Bring the building down and just rebuild another one. It doesn't make sense to try to fix something that's so broken. Just get a new one. Sometimes we need to check ourselves as cops. We need to check ourselves at the door and realize, listen, yeah, we're putting a uniform on that gives us the authority to respond to things a certain way, if necessary. Not go out there and assert your dominance on people because the law somewhat protects us in that regard. It doesn't mean assert your dominance on people by any means necessary. And again, if you're a person who's going out there to solely just do your job, and ultimately if things are coming your direction and you have to deal with it, all good. But I know, just like you guys know, it's not always the case. You got people out here you got cops out here really doing some stupid shit, saying stupid shit. And for the life of me, I can't fathom it. And if I can't, and I'm within the walls of this, I know the people can't fathom it. We're at a point now in society where people are not willing to tolerate unnecessary bullshit in their lives. People are not willing to deal with being treated with absolutely no respect. It's no coincidence that police officers in the community are having so many issues, mainly the black community. Mainly the black community. That's not coincidence. And that respect has to come from each side. I'm not just you got to understand. And I try to when I'm at work, I try to tell individuals when I respond to any call, I try to give them information about this job. So every time I tell everyone, I'm a firm believer in everyone is doing explanation. Everyone is doing explanation because in the event something does go wrong, I know I was completely open and honest with the person that I was dealing with. Everyone is doing explanation. Feeling like you don't have to explain yourself to a person. Feeling like, you don't have the right to question me. That's wrong. It's wrong. Sometimes we need to be the ones to listen. And I've recognized that most of the time, that's what people just want. They want us to listen to what they have to say. This shit gets so deep. It gets so deep. The mind, I need you guys to realize our minds, they start to program our minds from the moment we decide we're going to get into this shit. It starts with letting us know how we need to stand and how we need to talk. And, but based off who we're addressing, everything has to be, oh my God, yo, hold on. That's the sergeant. That's the lieutenant. Well, no, listen, that's the captain. Shh, relax. I need to instill fear in you in order to control you. I don't know if y'all see that. It can't be like that. A lot of what's going on the inside of this is why a lot of things that take place with us as cops happens on the outside. We're pawns. We're pawns. Someone that you know a complete stranger at work, if they can instill that much fear in you, understand how the process works from the time we enter the academy to the time we graduate, understand what's happening. It's a very robotic way of thinking on this job. And I see a lot of cops embracing that robotic way. Do you understand? If we all decided, listen, something has to change in order to make life easier on cops while they're trying to perform their job and make people feel so much more comfortable with our presence. Do you realize if we all made that decision and actually acknowledge that something needed to change, how much, you understand how much better shit would be? This shit is uncomfortable, going to work, feeling like I'm battling with people at work and battling with the public. I'm going to tell you, I don't have issues on the outside because I made up my mind a long time ago that when I go and deal with people, I'm going to ensure I don't have any issues. Yeah, here and there, you got to, be a little redundant and repeat yourself because a person's just so caught up in what they got going on, they not really hearing what you got to say at that moment. As a cop, we all been there. We all had those situations. But you got to realize what we say and what we do, the shit matters. And it can't be, and I know, and I'm trying to make sure that I make every point that I want to make because there's so much that I want to say. I had a cop one time, I was brand new. And I had a cop tell me one time, hey, get behind that car. I want to get PC on him. Probable cause. I want to get PC on him. 2 young black boys just got in the car. I want to get PC on them. Why? For what? What are they doing? That type of shit right there. Get rid of that. What do you mean you want to get PC on them? Where you come from? What have you experienced in life for you to feel like this is your thrill? This is the moment that you need right here, that you need to get PC on 2 black boys that just got in the car. That's the bullshit we got to eliminate. Or the stupid shit that I told my 2 co-hosts that the cop said to my other boy on the job. Oh, you're black, but you're not black. Let's get rid of that stupid shit. That's nonsense. What are you talking about? You black, but you're not black. I don't know I'm a black man. I don't even know what the fuck that means. That's ridiculous. Get rid of that. It's the unnecessary bullshit that we need to eliminate off this job. That's why all the extra shit happens. This is my cry for help from you guys, understanding that if we kind of snap out of that robotic mindset and understand that our voice actually matters within what we do, and we all come together and say, yo, this is not the way we need to do this shit, a lot will change. But I think for me, at least, the reason why I feel like I'm so just disconnected from the job now is because I recognize that nothing really is changing. Perception and what people say when they get in front of a camera pertaining to being politically correct, yeah, you would think a lot of shit is changing. A lot of shit's not changing. So listen, man, I'll close with this. And I hope everything I said kind of made sense. I hope everything I said did make sense. I hope y'all could really feel my passion and my level of frustration and also my level of care. Because ultimately, regardless, no matter what I say, what I do, I'm still present in this thing. Don't know how I feel about doing 15, 20 years in this line of work. Don't know if that's going to happen or not. What I can tell you is, if I am going to be there for that long, the one thing I can really ask for is change. I don't want to go to work feeling like I'm fighting 2 battles. By the time I get to the crib, I'm exhausted mentally. It shouldn't be like that. We need to protect each other, but we need to also protect the people, bro. Like, it's real. This has to happen. The change has to happen. But that shit starts with us, the people who put the uniform every day. The mindset will change and everything else will get better. Listen, man, the source, I keep telling you, I am the people's source. I'm going to remain the people's source. Whether you like what I say or not, this is my truth. And I continue to say it. I'm going to continue to stress my views on people. I'm going to make sure that I'm extremely clear with everything that I say. I'm going to make sure I'm completely transparent with everything that I do moving forward, whether I'm off work, not at work, or whether I'm on this platform doing this for myself. This is my truth. This is my healing. That's always how I want to end this. The truth is going to heal me. So with that being said, I appreciate, again, everyone for their love and support. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Make sure you hit that notification button. Make sure you do everything to make sure you can continue to embrace this, this process of, potential change, and making sure that you understand where I'm coming from and my level of vulnerability, and understand that, yeah, I wear that uniform every day, but understand I'm putting myself out here to reassure people that I know for a fact what you're going through, and I know change needs to happen. And understand, if it doesn't happen, know that I'm damn near trying to do everything that I can for it to happen. Your boy, Maurese, the Source. I'm out.